Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to another webinar. So I'm going to be pretty much, again, like always, breaking down GJ and gold. So pretty big moves happened last night. Let's start with gold because pretty big moves happened last night. I kind of want to break down some of the trades that were one of the positions that I took. So I took two trades last night, one on gold, and I had also taken another position here on GJ. I mainly want to kind of go over gold and where we could see gold potentially go. So last night on gold, I actually took a long position on gold, which was a winning trade. I did trail my stop loss very aggressively, and that's what actually saved me from losing money on that position. It wasn't like a very big trade. I was up 100 pips at one point, but price did end up coming back down on me. So pretty much when it came to gold last night, when gold had actually pulled back to our area of support, which again, keep in mind, this whole area is pretty much where I'm looking to take some form of a long position, this area here, because on the weekly time frame, that was our area of support on the weekly. So as long as gold maintained above the weekly low, I was looking to buy. Once gold actually showed some bearish kind of momentum slowed down is when I really looked into the lower time frames, and I actually took a long position after price gave me this bullish variation pattern. I took a long position here with the stop loss under the low, and then I had a take profit one of 1865.932, and then I had a take profit two of up here at, I'll give you guys the exact price, 1878. So those are my two take profit areas. I didn't get out on my first take profit, but what I did was just show my stop loss because ultimately price did come up to my take profit, and I could have gone out with like 100 pips in profit, but I didn't actually close the position because I was looking for price to come up into my next stop loss area. Now, once price pulled back and actually gave us this rejection here, where price actually did form this engulfing right after, I was kind of expecting that to be a higher low point, looking for price to kind of continue going up after that point. So I had trailed my stop loss to under that low. As you guys can see, my stop loss was taken out a few hours later. So now when it comes to gold and what I would be looking for, at this point in time, I'm no longer looking to buy. Price broke under the weekly lows, formed new lows, and formed new lows at 1833. Price broke under daily support at 1850, call it 1851 if you'd like. So at this point in time, on the 4-hour time frame, what I'm going to be waiting for is pretty much for price to pull back into our previous area of support where we have these two rejections here. Wait for price to hold support as resistance and look to take a trade from 1850 to about 1833. So that's what I'm going to be looking for on gold to potentially continue this trend. I'm not going to be looking to go against this momentum because momentum is very strong here on the bearish side of things. But like I said, again, I'm going to wait for that pullback, wait for price to retest these 4-hour lows, to wait for price to retest this 4-hour area of support, and then look to continue to go short with this overall bearish trend that we see here on gold so far. Right now, when it comes to GJ, so GJ is still kind of like slowly trading towards our target being 160 flat. It pretty much did reject it already, but I would like to kind of wait and see what happens with price over the next few hours. If we take a look at a higher time frame perspective, right, going over like a break and retest setup, really I would like to see GJ come back down into this area of previous resistance at 157,700, where we could then look to buy, and then we can look for this overall bullish trend to continue. So we know on the lower time frames, this bearish trend is pretty short term because overall price is still bullish. We have this bullish market structure, right, where we have this kind of ascending wedge pattern form where we have this high, we have a low, we have a high here, a higher low point, then we have a higher high. So as of right now, I would like to see GJ kind of pull back into this area before actually looking to take buys back up into its original highs. Let's call it 166 flat, let's call it, right? Breaking it down to a lower time frame though, what we could potentially have here on this daily time frame is the first lower high point, right? Along with this head and shoulders pattern. We know a head and shoulders pattern is a reversal pattern. What we can also see here is there's a high, there's a low, there's a lower high, and now price has actually formed a low. So this is going to be a pretty crucial area for GJ, probably let's call it tonight, maybe even over the next few trading days, because if price maintains above this area here, then we can expect it to come up anywhere in between this entire range up here is what we can expect GJ to come up to. If price breaks under this 160 support level, and that's when we can pretty much see a free fall into 157,700. So far, I'm still kind of leaning on looking for sells just because overall in the weekly time frame, we're looking for that pullback, and more importantly, we have this inverted, or we have this head and shoulders pattern here on the daily time frame. Now, I wouldn't necessarily look to really take a short position on GJ unless we could see a clean break of support, that retest, and then we can look for price to come back down into 157, which would also be a pretty big move. We're talking about 200 pips from the break of support. What's more important than that 200 pip move is that before looking to sell again, I need to see support actually break. Once support actually breaks, and it's pretty much kind of a free fall until we have resistance at 157, 280, let's call it. So, or 157, 800, my bad. Right. So, pretty simple. I want to say, does anybody have any questions or anything they want me to go over?
Did you already go over gold?
Yeah.
Can you please go over it again?
Basically, I said I'm waiting for a pullback into 1850 to look to sell.
Thank you.
Hey, Raul.
Yeah.
So on gold, right? Do you mind going to gold in the 4-hour chart? I just want to bring up something, see what you think about it. So, see the 1865, once price broke below that, and then it pulled back up on that long trade you took. So once it formed some resistance there after a couple 4-hour candles, if you go down to the 1-hour chart now in that area, when you see it, kind of, does that look like a kind of like a double top, kind of like an M formation?
No.
What's that?
I wouldn't say so, no, because when we look for a double top, we need to see a bullish trend before. We don't look for a double top when price is doing this, because essentially what you're doing is, you're saying that this is a double top pattern. I wouldn't consider that to be a double top pattern, because I'd be looking for a previous bullish trend and then the double top pattern, right? Same thing with the head and shoulders. I'm not going to be looking for a head and shoulders on a downtrend like this, right? I'm going to be looking for a head and shoulders after an uptrend, because these patterns are trend reversal patterns.
Okay, gotcha. I just thought, for that long trade you took, it kind of turned around, and then I was going to say that 1-hour engulfing.
Yeah.
I mean, it worked out in hindsight, but I see what you're saying now.
Yeah. Anybody have any other questions? Or is everybody good?
I do got a question about the meetup. Do you think that you'll be having possibly other meetups in the future?
Yeah, for sure. We were thinking about it, right? Because it's going to be me and Alex hosting the meet with our students. So let me check the agenda for the summit.
Because I'm actually moving to Florida, but right now I'm in the middle of the move. I won't be able to make it, but I'd love to meet you guys and like meet other people in the group and all that.
So the dinner's on Friday on day 1. And the car show's on Saturday. Okay. Yeah, so the meetup is going to be on Saturday, so nobody misses the dinner.
Are you going to be at the dinner?
I don't know. I was talking to Alex today, and he said like we're supposed to be there, but the way this thing was set up was like they didn't let us know anything. Like they plastered my face on it before even consulting me about it. So I don't know.
It's free food.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. They didn't tell me nothing about it. Maybe I will be. Maybe I won't. I don't know. If they tell me to go, I mean, I'll probably go, to be honest. But the meet is going to be on Saturday. We're going to email everybody more information probably tomorrow on the DTI meet on my warehouse. Yeah.
Is it far away from the convention center? The meetup?
Like 30 minutes.
30. Okay.
It's more like inland.
So where you live in the FX Summit, it's like 30 minutes from you?
Yeah, it's like FX Summit at the Miami Convention Center. That's like 25, 30 minutes away from me.
Okay. Depends on traffic too. So like if y'all finish like at 5, 6.
Yeah, there shouldn't be traffic on Saturday. So
I'm staying next to the airport, so it's not gonna be far from me.
VIP entrance at 8 a.m. I am not waking up at 8 a.m. to go to this.
I don't want to wake up early either.
Expert trader panel.
If you're staying by the airport, it'll be close to. You'll be pretty much like right down in the middle, like of both the convention and their
Yeah, if you stay by the airport, you'll be like right there.
I'm like 5 minutes away from Booty Trap.
Oh yeah, you're right now. You're close.
That's how you feeling, Jeffrey?
I'm going to go.
He's outside.
Hey,
He's
I'm
outside.
I'm going walking over there. Now I rent the car too, so.
Yeah, this week. I'm definitely not going day 3. That's for sure. I'll be there both days.
Yeah, but day 3 is only to 1 p.m. Everything's gonna be over 1 p.m.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go to day 3. I'll go to day 1 and day 2, which I'll probably get there around 10 a.m. both times. But I need to plan around day 2 because to take all my cars is gonna be a mission. I don't know if I'm gonna use tow trucks or have my boys driving other cars. That's a big liability. I'm gonna have like $3 million on the road.
I know.
God.
Even Q is gonna take all his car, man. Q
Yeah.
Banks.
It's a huge liability. I mean,
Did you ready to go over S&P 500?
Sure. I haven't seen it. Damn, bro, that's crazy. I mean, price is breaking under this 4,000 area of support. So at this point, I mean, with momentum and everything else, I would look for a break and retest to continue to actually sell back down into the next highs, which is current support. So I would look for something like this. Look for that pullback, short around this area, targets down here.
Yeah, I'm already in a short now.
From up
I
here.
want to see what you're feeling. My entry's at, let me see. It's at 40.20.
40-20, like right here.
Yeah, it was a 4-hour, 2 candles closed below, and then I got in on a retest in like a break of structure.
Okay.
Guru, I have a question.
Yeah.
So how do you deal, like for example, last night I took the gold short and I like, you know, like I capitalized off of it. So, but I made like 2.7 to 1, but like in cases like where it keeps going and like just keeps going, how do you like deal with that in your psychology that like you missed out on like a couple thousand, maybe even hundreds and thousands of dollars maybe at times?
Did you make money?
Yeah.
Okay. You can't dwell on, you not making money. It's making money is always better than losing or breaking even. So as long as you made money, you're good. But you got to remember, like when it comes to trending conditions, it's going to be a lot easier to make bigger money. So you want to try and find a way to trade your stop losses so you can try and catch as much as the move as you possibly can, right? Because you could still be holding gold puts. You know what I mean? Like let's say you would have taken a short right here, right? You could be up right now 250 pips. So really, it's all about trailing stop losses and how you're going to do that. You could trail stop losses based off like 30-minute structure, 15-minute structure. Like if I was trailing stop losses based off 15-minute structure and I'm short, maybe let's call it right here, right? Once price formed these lows, I moved my stops to break even. Once price came all the way down here, pulled up, down, up, and broke the lows and started making new lows, stops go here. Once price pulled down, pulled up, and then made new lows, stops are here, right? So you could always be trailing your stop losses like that, right? Yeah. Especially if you're trading our direction, but ultimately it's up to you as a trader. I wouldn't really be like, damn, I could be up $7,000 and I only close out at a $2,000 profit. Yeah, it sucks, but it's part of the game.
Yeah, like I would try not to think about it as much. I was like, bro, like that's it. Like I looked at it on my chart and I saw that shit kept going. I was like, all right, whatever, bro. Just keep going on with your day. Like,
yeah, I mean, it sucks, but you can't do nothing about it. You know what I mean? That's why I always tell everybody, like, the only thing that is determined before you enter a trade is how much you're going to lose. That is predetermined. You never know how much you're going to make. You could break even. You can make a few $100s. You can make a few $1,000s. You can make tens of thousands of dollars. You never know. Because just like what happened to me in 2019, I was only expecting to make $1,000, $2,000. And when JPY crashed, right, I made 30 grand, So the only thing that's predetermined in trading is how much you're going to lose, never how much you're going to make.
It was just like when you had your 200K day, you didn't see it coming.
I didn't expect it.
You didn't see it coming. So things like that just happen naturally. Literally. You don't have, because when you're chasing it, it's not going to happen type.
Facts.
All right. Thank you, bro.
Hey, Raul, if you would trade New York session, will you catch that move that happened?
Probably not, because I was previously in highs. So, I mean, I closed out of the trade already, and I already had GJ running as well.
Yeah, I was looking for a move for this morning. I couldn't find it. Then when I saw that move going down, like it was
pretty soon I'm going to transfer over to the New York session.
Okay.
I got in during London, and then I stayed up till New York, and it just hit. Like at New York, when New York hit, that shit just dropped.
I know it did. It was too late for me to go in.
Yeah, I got in at 1862. I got in pretty high.
Bro, I was in that joint from yesterday, and my entry was like 1863. And I started to add another position this morning, but I was like, I'm gonna just chill. But my TP got like destroyed.
Yeah.
Like within like 10 minutes. I went to
Yeah.
the gym and the trade was done.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, I couldn't find nothing this morning.
And my TP was at 1850.
Same. What the fuck?
Yeah. Quick 1 to 2. You know.
Same.
And, I was gonna move my stop loss. My take profit, but I did that last week. Last week, and it reversed on me. Like my 1 to 2 would have hit, and I moved it, and then it reversed on me. So I was like, no, I'm just gonna stick with my original TP.
Yeah.
Y'all were in shorts or buys?
Shorts.
Oh, cool.
Yo, Raul.
Yeah.
Could you please, bro, go over GU and UJ?
I wouldn't even touch GU just looking at this chart right now. What I can tell you though, it's clear as day. If price breaks above the highs, you look to buy up to the next resistance level, which should be up here. Price breaks the lows, and you look to continue to short. But even then, it's kind of like, where are you going to short to, right? Because price is so close. Let's call it right here. Kind of medium. So 1.2843 is where price would continue to go to. But even then, like, price is so low, I'd be very hesitant to actually continue to short. If I were to look to short, I would wait for a break and retest of this area and look for price to come down into here. That's on GU. What other pair did you say? Was it UJ?
UJ also.
Oh, so UJ, right? So this double top looks like it's forming. You have 2 rejections of resistance. You actually could look to sell UJ. I would just kind of wait for like a 4-hour confirmation. You can wait for like a 4-hour engulfing, or wait for price to break under these lows and then target these lows down here for sure. Like if you're not already in here, right? That's one thing I talked about, because the 4-hour could close above, but then on the daily, on the 4-hour time frame could look like it breaks above. Then the 4-hour candlestick could be bearish and then close under on the daily, and that's a valid entry signal for you to actually sell. So if you're not in already on a short here, I would look for maybe an engulfing candlestick pattern or something along those lines, or maybe wait for a break of this 4-hour low right here to look to short back down to these highs.
Do you wait for the retest when it breaks?
In a situation like this, no. Like if I wanted to be a little bit more aggressive with it, since resistance is right here, I could short this area, right? Put the stops above this hour resistance and then squeeze out more risk to reward. It's like, well, if I'm not going to sell here, then I look to sell up here again,
Right.
I'm going to be a little bit more aggressive with it.
So do you think I get in right now?
I would be very careful and cautious because of the timing. It's Asian session.
So I wait a little bit, like during London.
Yeah, you could. That would be the smarter thing to do, is wait for a session where there's going to be more volatility.
All right, man. Thank you.
Bro, if gold breaks under that 1830 level, would you consider to go for a break and retest back to 1830 all the way down to 1791?
That's a huge move.
Yeah, because like that would be like the next level of support, right?
That's like massive.
But like with the momentum it has and it's going at like.
I would be very concerned for the price of gold if it were to drop back into the 1700s, because it was at 20,000 or 20,000, 2,000. Really, it's kind of like a waiting game at this point in time.
Yeah. I've learned like to be more patient and not just force a trade every night.
Yeah.
Keep my money.
Quality over quantity.
Yeah.
Capital preservation is going to be what's more important than anything else. Because as long as you can preserve your capital as best as you possibly can, you're just going to be winning more trades overall.
Raul, bro, could you look over GA, please?
I've never looked at that pair in my life.
Yeah.
So I would take what I'm going to say with a grain of salt.
Yeah, fair enough, man.
So, the thing with GBP AUD right now is that clearly price was trending bearish at a point in time. There's a huge bearish move, right? You have a double bottom pattern here on the weekly time frame, and you have price attempting to break above these highs. So, like, you got to look at the big picture just in case, see what happened. But at a point in time like this, right, you really only have two options. Since price had its original lows before continuing to go down and make new lows, because you have structure, right? You have a low here, you have a lower high, then you have a lower low. So price is trading at its original lower low, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you have a double bottom pattern, and now price is at its high, right? You could look to sell along with this overall movement back down into its original lows, which I would be cautious with selling because the way the weekly time frame is forming, right? It's pushed up with a lot of volume and a lot of momentum, right? In this situation, you could sell if you get a daily confirmation, right? So if you get a daily bearish engulfing candlestick, then that's when you can look to short. Other than that, I would wait for the break above the pullback and then look to go long, because the double bottom is a big sign that you could see a big trend reversal, right? But again, like, I would wait for the break of this resistance area, look for that retest, and then look to buy.
Yeah, makes sense, bro. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, Ro,
Yeah.
could you I came in late, but could you just do a quick breakdown on GJ again, please, just real quick? I didn't.
Basically, I'm going to be waiting for a break and retest of 159.859.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I have one more
Hey,
question.
Raul,
Yeah.
I don't know if you looked at US 30. I know you really don't do it. Can you just take a look and give me a breakdown?
Yeah. Let me answer David's question real quick.
All right.
Yeah, I was asking Ro. So if you go, can you zoom in a little bit on the 4 hour right there for current prices? So my question is, so I know it's a little bit choppy, but if it was to go up, which lower high would it have to break? Would it have to be the previous?
I wouldn't wait for the break of a specific lower high. I would wait for a break of resistance, which is 161.430.
Okay, and then it would be okay. All right, gotcha. All right, thank
500. I wait for a break of 161.500 to sell. I mean to buy.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Because it was just confusing me a little with the one before it, so I wanted to know which one was to buy. All right. Thank you.
US 30 is about the same. I'd wait for the pullback into previous support and then look to sell back down into support. That's what I would wait for. Pretty much just this right here.
Bro, you don't trade now, Steve. I was wondering.
I don't. I am going to be transferring to the New York session soon, though. I
Those
tried this before. Where was it? I got fucked on NAS so nasty. Like,
so it kind of moves like US 30?
I think it was over here. Was it? No. Yeah, I believe it was around this time. I got fucked on NAS so nasty. I was short all throughout this range here. I was in profit, and then I wake up, and then price completely breaks me even, and then two of my positions actually ate up my break-even trade, so I lost money. It was crazy.
Hey, Raul, how long did it take before you were able to throw on like big lots and just go to sleep and not worry about it? Or is that how you always trade? At the beginning, did you like stare at your trade?
I feel like my over leveraging and my gambling in the beginning has really desensitized me a lot to be able to use bigger lots in a smaller count and not be as much. Like when it came to my GJ trade, like last night, although I had a 45 lot in or 40 lot in, I was only risking like $5,000, which in my account is barely 1%, so it wasn't really like a big deal to me. But overall, when it comes to like using bigger lots, the bigger the account size you have, the more comfortability you're going to be able to have to just kind of sleep on it. So at the end of the day, you set your target. This is where I'm expecting the price to go. I'm not really looking to get out anywhere in between.
Right. Makes sense.
Yeah. As long as your stop loss is in the right area, then you should be good.
Cool.
Yo, bro.
Yeah.
Will you feel like you what you feel like you could still work on in your trading? Like what you feel like you need to still work on?
That's a good question. I feel like there's always something to work on, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I feel like there's so many things I could pick and choose. But what I really want to challenge myself now to is make like a really small deposit, maybe like, well, small, right? Maybe like, I don't know, $25,000, $50,000 and grow it to like a few mil. That's what I want to challenge myself to do. It's just I'm kind of planning around that now. And I'm also going to be a little bit cautious now because we're entering the summer period where things are going to be a little bit more choppier than usual. So I don't know if I want to be holding positions for longer, looking at higher risk reward, or kind of just scalp with bigger lot sizes and kind of grow the account as much as I possibly can by kind of taking somewhat scalp positions. That's probably what I'm going to challenge myself to next in the next few weeks.
But and you said I know it's on UJ that you said like a small sell, but I was looking at the pit and that pit is like so bullish. I was just gonna ask you like where would you like target your sell to, just because that pit is so bullish, like it's just scary to like for me to sell it.
It's high right here.
Right there. Alright.
The one thing you gotta remember though is that trends always come and go. I would just be cautious. I wouldn't use crazy high risk on the short. Yeah, I would definitely wait for a break of this minor support to look to short down here. I definitely wouldn't go crazy with the risk either.
All right, all right, buddy.
Wait, Raul, I got a question real quick.
What's good, bro?
Oh yeah, when do you know like when to wait for a break and retest, and when do you know like when to just enter off like a breakout, or is it just like how you want to trade it?
It's just how you want to trade it. Ultimately, it's just how you want to trade it. You want to be more aggressive, trade the breakout. You want to be more conservative, wait for the break and retest. Just ultimately it just depends on how you want to trade it at that time at least.
Is a pin bar like a candle entry pattern for a breakout?
A pin bar. I would say a pin bar is more of a rejection candlestick, but it's a very strong rejection candlestick. Essentially, a pin bar is a huge wick. Let's call this support, right? Is a huge wick where this was a big bearish candle at one point in time, and by the end of that candlestick closing, it went all the way bullish and closed in the top third. So this is a very strong rejection candlestick and can definitely be used as an entry candlestick.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You got a lot of investments in crypto right now?
I'm holding a decent amount of a decent amount of Ethereum and a decent amount of Bitcoin. And
yeah, I'm getting fucked up.
Continue to drop. I'm just going to keep leaving my trading withdrawals in BTC. BTC's at 30,000. So that's what I plan on doing. Let's see if it breaks under though. I'm not too sure it will break under, but it's cryptos,
Hey, Ro.
What's good, bro?
I have a question. I remember you took a GJ trade, I think it was the night before, which was very fast paced to like really get an entry. But how did you take it? Let me see if I can find it. If you go back, I think it was the one that made the highest point at 162.100. Yeah, right there. I know you took a trade somewhere right there, but it didn't come up to your resistant level. But how did you take that trade?
Which one are you talking about? A sell?
I think, yeah, it was a sell.
162.
Like because you broke it. You broke it on. I think
162.100. Yeah, I shorted after this candlestick right here. And basically what I did was I put my stop loss somewhere up here and my take profit down here. It looked at like a 1-to-3 risk reward ratio.
Okay. I think there was another one. The one to your right. Didn't you take one right to your right? A little more to your right? 162.100 right there that came up? Yep. A little more to your right. A little more. Yep. Right there, that long bearish candlestick. I know you took a trade one night. I think it was the night before.
Let me check my trade history.
Yeah, it was pretty fast paced, and I didn't. I was waiting for it to touch your yellow line of resistance, which didn't reach up there.
I know I took a position when price closed back under. I have two sell positions here at 161.052 and 161.1118. 161.052 is like around this area here. And then 161, 118. Yeah, so pretty much what I saw with this position here is that price closed under, and I noticed that there's kind of like a small area where there's resistance under kind of this area of resistance. So once price started pulling back and started to reject, I started selling with a tight stop loss of this area, kind of looking for like a quick position, hoping that we could see momentum continue to push down. And then price just ended up coming here, started consolidating, and that's kind of when I got out of the position. Because I had, this was like 30 pips of profit that I was in on both positions. So I got out fairly quickly from what I was anticipating. So I was anticipating from price to go from here to down here.
Okay. All right. Thank you, man.
You're all.
Yeah.
On which time frame do you like to usually to trail your stop loss?
I don't really trail stop losses like that when I'm like actively looking at my positions. Yep.
Hey, Raul, I have a technical question about the market structure in Euro Australian dollar. Could you go please to daily time frame? So Euro Australian dollar, what? No, that's 4 hour daily daily time frame. What I see there is maybe an inverted head and shoulders, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and now we have like an indecision candle, and just where you have the resistance, we have a doji. So in this case, when I zoom out to the 1 hour candlestick right now, how could we trade in this area? Just wait to a 3-leg extension for taking a short position, or wait for maybe a breakout? Because as we see forming an inverted head and shoulders, I don't know really how to take a position over that.
Honestly, I answer this question more confidently if this was a pair that I traded, but I don't really know how this pair reacts to certain things.
So hold on. What you mean is, even when you identify a technical like pattern, it might depend on the trading pair, or
yeah, of course, because some pairs react to different areas very differently. So looking at it from a weekly perspective, I have a little bit clearer of understanding what's going on, right? So on the weekly time frame, price had just broken under this area of support. It tested it here, continued to go down. Now it's retesting it, along with testing this 21 SMA. So based off the weekly time frame, I would continue to look to short. I don't want to confidently say I think the shorts will happen this week. I think this weekly candlestick will have to close first. So there may be a little bit of consolidation. But definitely, this is an area I would look to position myself from a short position standpoint. If I come back down into these lows, ultimately here. So, I mean, you trade higher time frames, like the daily.
No, I use daily just to make the big picture and to draw my very important support and resistance area, like now, because to me it's completely different knowing that we are at a very important resistance area. How I'm going to put my trades. So because I would be very wary of taking long positions, knowing that I'm very close to a daily resistance. That's what I mean.
Yeah, of course. So in a situation,
because now I'm just seeing like maybe an entry signal to short, but I'm not really sure, because we are as I see an inverted head and shoulders in the daily. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's better to just hold and wait what the price
for sure
does.
What I would wait for first is a break of this hour support, a retest, and then look for price, to give you that break and retest setup where you short here, essentially target down here. I wouldn't hold anything too long term right now.
But it's very interesting what you say about it doesn't matter the technicals. Every pattern, every pair may behave differently. So
yeah, every pair is going to behave differently because you're talking about completely different assets, right? Now, I mean, if you bump it up to the weekly time frame, what you could just see is clear as day market structure playing out, which gives me a little bit more of a better understanding of what could actually happen with price. Because on the daily, it looks like a head and shoulders, inverted head and shoulders pattern, and it could continue to go up. But the weekly time frame is just forming a lower high.
Yeah, and it's just in a weekly resistance area. Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, the entire weekly level would be like all of this right here.
Oh, thank you.
Oh yeah, Raul, do you use trendline sometimes, or you just use it like?
I don't use trend lines at all.